Well, good afternoon everyone, and welcome to Geelong on this fine Sunday afternoon. We've just finished our racing and I'm here with a good friend and team boss,
G'day, how you doing,
Renato Benson from RB Hobbies. And we're here because we're really excited about a new product that we're promoting and bringing to the country. As we all know, the tyre additives that we've been using in the past historically have been pretty hazardous to your health, toxic. Biodegradable.
It has been to a point, especially stuff like Paragon FX and FX2. They've been known to be really dangerous to your health. While all chemicals put into the actual additives is not good for you when it leaches into your hands. But as Nick said, we've got the new stuff coming out of the States, which is all going to be very conscious on health and everything else, and biodegradable and all that type of stuff, out of a company called TDK Repairs. It sounds like the cassette tape manufacturers, but it's not. It's manufactured in the States and has an MSDS certification sheet with both products. One is a little less aggressive than the other one is a lot more aggressive. Primarily used in off-road and on the indoor clay scene, where they can't use warmers, and it's got to be odorless. Otherwise the clubs will basically ban you from actually ever running there again.
Yeah, so we're here, we've had 2 weeks of testing. We tested at Templestowe track last weekend with great success, and we tested today at Geelong with equally great success. So we've found a few little ways that we feel is the best way to apply the product for your best results for your tyres. So we're just going to go do a quick demo, and Ren will show you his approach.
Now it goes without saying, regardless whether it be the odorless stuff or the high grip version, they both work identical in the way of application to the tyres. The only difference is overall the high grip stuff is initially a lot more aggressive on grip, which if you are lacking, it doesn't mean it's going to be any better or any worse than the odorless stuff. It does have a little bit of a smell to it, but not as much as what a lot of people think. Now the best way we found to use it, only because of the viscosity of the stuff itself, it is so thin it runs like water. So there's 2 ways of doing this. The easiest way, if you don't want to decant it, and I'll give you an idea, you can see it there dripping out of the actual can itself on the lid. It's really runny. You can see it sort of dripping out of there very easily. Best way to sort of save a fair bit of the stuff and not lose it, put it on your rag, and you can do it like what we find a lot of other additives are suggesting. 5 dobs on the rags. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and as you actually cap that so I don't spill it, so as you're actually doing your tyres, you start on 1, clean, apply, clean, apply, clean, apply, clean, apply, clean, apply. So you're actually going through all 4 dots. So I've got a set of tyres here that have been run a fair bit today. So to give you an idea, we go clean, apply, and that's how much stuff is left on it after you do 1 tyre, and it's going to get dirty as it goes along. It leaves a little bit of a shine on the tyre, but with that it'll actually flash off really fast. But maybe it's what, about 20 degrees today, 16 degrees, 16, 20 degrees, whatever it is. That'll flash off itself in about maybe 10 minutes, so there's no real need to use tyre warmers. Tyre warmers will speed it up. The problem is it'll flash it off too fast and you won't have any tackiness left to the tyre. So that's 1 tyre. Then we do the next one, same again, clean, apply, and it's always apply on the new dot. So tyre, tyre, next tyre, clean. On the dirty dot, go to the clean dot, clean it, tyre's done, clean on the dirty dot, and the last one, clean and apply on the clean dot. So that's the easiest way to sort of save it, because it won't run around all over the place, won't make a mess. So those tyres just leave there 5 minutes, whatever it is, in the weather that you're playing in, and it'll flash off. And if you can see, I don't know if you can see it very well, but on that point right there, it's already flashed off and it's already really tacky. So if you leave it longer, it'll get tacky even more. You can actually do this at night time before your race meeting the next day, and you'll find that when you take it out of the pack in the morning, they'll be very dry but very tacky, and you can also add a little bit more if you wanted to.
Yeah. But so the other way that I've found that works really well is with the tyre. We put on the tyre truer, and with a little scourer,
We don't have a scourer.
We don't have a scourer.
Show you yet.
And with our new to be released possibly tyre cleaner on the scourer, on the tyre truer, give it a really good clean, and then while the tyre is still on, with the tyre, this is the additive that's in a dab bottle, apply it on the tyre truer at the same time, and then let it dry as per normal. So they're two ways that we feel is probably the best result. You guys might find some other way to do it, but we've done some extensive testing, and this is probably the best two ways of doing it.
Yeah, you'll find obviously a way yourselves what would be the best way to apply it, but as a suggestion from both myself and Nick is to try and avoid using the dabber that's on the lid, because it does actually pull it up so aggressively. There's a lot there, and these dabbers and these lids will just make a mess. So I don't think you'd be too happy if you find that you're putting on your tyres and it's running off the tyre because it's adding way too much. You don't need to add a lot. It only has to smear the rubber and let it set in. But as Nick pointed out, the dabber bottles, doesn't matter what brand, they'll work, and the new cleaner, we're still playing around with that to see where we can head to, if it's going to be good enough for everyone to use, because currently we've been using the
any solvent, any brake
cleaner, like
it's not good.
What was it? Worth.
Yeah.
Worth's really, yeah. It doesn't matter. Worth is really good, but it's really aggressive, and whatever additive you put on your tyres, apart from cleaning the tyres, it absolutely strips all the additive out of the rubber, which means that you've got to put more on the tyre. It's everyone's choice what to do, and the reason why we're sort of pushing this product at the moment to an extent is in the States, a lot of the clubs and a lot of the race meetings are starting to ban high solvent content traction compounds, whether it be on-road or off-road, 1/10, 1/12, whatever it may be, only because they tend to be carcinogenic in many cases, and they stink. And in a closed track environment, indoor racing, they're trying to ban that completely. Now, both of these have very low smell. This one is virtually non-detectable, which is the odorless one. There is a tiny whiff there, but you can't really pick it up. The high grip one has a little bit more, but it's not something that's going to hit you, and you won't notice it unless you're crazy enough to put your nose right on the can and sniff it in. I don't suggest you do that.
So I've tested both these today and last week, and I actually found very little difference between the two. I think my slight preference by the smallest of marches is probably odorless. And I've been using those on the Rush 36s, and they seem to work really well with the odorless, but I would say pretty much the muchness. Yeah,
pretty much so as well. The only benefit today on the tyres that I ran is the high grip just flashes a lot quicker and has initially a bit more bite at the start of the race, but the consensus is both will actually last as much as each other moving forward for the whole 6 minutes. It doesn't seem to peter out at all. It seems to be consistent grip for the whole 6 minutes of a race, which is standard stock and 21 classes. Mod's obviously 5 minutes, but it seems to be heading in the right direction, which is what we all need to look at doing ourselves to make it a lot more user-friendly, good for the environment. And a good thing about this company and the guys that do make it in the States, it's biodegradable and fully recyclable. It's a tin can, it's not a plastic can. You can chuck it in your normal recycling, and the stuff is biodegradable, which means if you ever tip it somewhere by accident, it's not going to harm anything. It'll just basically you could say just wear itself out in the soil.
Yeah, looking after the RC community and looking after the environment in one.
Yeah, pretty much so, because we've played with some really nasty stuff in the past. Myself personally, Paragon and Paragon FX, that stuff was so
lethal
shocking.
Lethal.
Yeah, it made your car traction roll, but it was bad. Big harmful sticker on the back of it. Yeah, so if you lived in California, sorry, it's harmful in California.
All right. Well, thanks. Thanks for that, Ren, for your insight.
Thank you, Nick.
It was a great discussion on these, and we're really excited about these. We're really pumped. Hopefully, a lot of the clubs take this on board and make this kind of their control moving forward. Not only for the environment, but also for protecting the drivers as well. And we'll let you know about what the outcome is with the cleaner.
Yeah.
Once again, biodegradable. Green, it's a safe in green water, safe in septic.
Yeah, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, doesn't affect paint jobs, doesn't affect the polycarbonate bodies, doesn't deform O-rings, doesn't strip paint off your
which
cars,
is one good thing. Yeah.
So it's good. A little bit soapy, but it works really well. Anyway, next video we'll discuss this a little bit further.
Alrighty,
For
thanks
now,
guys. Have a good night. Take
adios.
care. Adios.